everyone, and welcome to Centennial Ice Arena for CTN's coverage of girls high school hockey. It's a Northwest Metro matchup between the Coon Rapids Cardinals and the Centennial Cougars. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro here for tonight's action. And Howie, once again, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids 4 games into the season, all 4 against top 10 teams.
It would be an understatement to say that they do not have a tough schedule, and they're looking for their first win, 0-3. And they played 3 of the top 10 teams in the state, and they're playing another one here tonight.
Yeah, Centennial comes in at 1-1. They lost a 1-goal game to Breck, one of the best teams in the state in single A, and then hammered Totino Grace, and now we're really hoping to get their wheels going against Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids.
Yeah, they got their offense going, no question. The 10 goals in their win over Totino Grace, so they're looking to continue on, and they've got a lot back from last year. So they're a pretty good team last year. They're looking to continue on here this year.
Well, and for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, close games, but no offense last 2 times out. They need to find the back of the net.
Well, they're making some line changes, both on the power play and on that first line. Sydney Simikewicz is getting the start on the wing here tonight, and so they're looking for an opportunity for her either to set up or get an opportunity to put the puck in the back of the net. But it's important, Joe, tonight for them to get a goal, because last 2 games you mentioned shutouts.
Well, and on the flip side, 2 juniors starting line that are dynamite players, both headed to D1 schools.
Yeah, and Gabby Hughes is going to center that line, and she's going to UND. 3 goals, 7 assists. She's one of the top players on this squad, definitely, and certainly in this conference. So the SLPCR team's going to have their work cut out for them tonight, because they have to keep them wide. That was Coach Nelson's first key. Keep those girls wide, keep them to the outside of the rink. That's what we need to do tonight.
Yeah, 7 and 15, you will definitely be able to spot them on the ice. Anik Linzer is the other one, and they are going to be fun to watch. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids hoping to slow them down. They take the ice against the Cougars next on CTN.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Back at Centennial Ice Arena, just about ready to get this one underway. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids and Centennial. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids still looking for the first win of the year. But as we've talked about, very, very tough competition, and that continues here tonight.
Well, and Joe, they've been struggling a little bit offensively, just in terms of getting the shots on goal that they need, and certainly on the power play, they've struggled in that area, and they're looking to see if they can change that up. They're going to, as we talked about in the opening, change some lines. They're going to change some opportunities on their power play, so they need to get that going.
Here's a look at tonight's starting lineup. First for the Cardinals, Mallory Corrigan starting in center with Brina Del Castillo and Sydney Simikewicz. On the wings, Lizzie Northquist and Hannah Schultz are the defenders. Sammy Miller getting the start between the pipes. On the flip side, we talked about her, Gabby Hughes centering the line with Maya Almich and Anik Linzer. On the wings, Sarah Moen and Shannon Meany are the defensemen, and Kristen Peck is the starting netminder for the Cougars. Cougars 1-1 coming off that big win over Totino Grace, and right off the draw, Linzer brings it into the zone. Tipped off her stick and played back behind by Corrigan. Moved along up the boards out of the reach of Simikewicz. Played back in behind the net. Northquest can't catch up in the corner. Poked back in deep by Sarah Moen. Collected behind by Schultz. Pass bounces away from Simikewicz. Schultz kept it moving toward the blue line. Now back to the near side where Brina Del Castillo is able to get it out to center. Turned over to Linzer at center ice. She can't slip past Del Castillo. Brina will get it across the blue line, but poke right back out. Linzer is waiting. Cross ice. Maya Almich, the shot blocker save, rebound controlled on the far side by Sarah McClellan and moved up the boards. Cougars able to keep it deep in the zone. Riley trying to work her way out front, can't redirect. Then a little backhand shot, not a lot on it. Puck still loose, though, bouncing around in the crease. And now it's over in the corner, but the referee couldn't even keep track of where that puck was, and that is why we get the whistle. And a fortunate one for Sammy Miller and the Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids squad.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that game against Blaine. They crashed the net. They kept a lot of pressure in on Sammy Miller as she's trying to get a hold of that puck. And you're right, very fortunate because there was a lot of empty net.
And watch the puck go sliding out under the other side of Sammy Miller as her defender swept it underneath her. SLPCR able to break it out of the zone, but broken up by Bordeaux. Played back off the near boards. Off the Karamits, Bloomquist, right back up to Zarate, and it's tipped ahead, but Bordeaux recovers for Centennial, and it's carried in on the far side by Emma Olsen. Olsen behind the net, off the board, Bordeaux, wrist shot. That hit traffic, ends up in the far corner. Played by Backman, but it's poked past her out of the zone, and Centennial has to regroup. Bordeaux just inside her own blue line, lost it in her skates, recovers, and now plays it far side. Olsen can't control off the boards. Nadeau in the middle, met by a couple of SLPCR players, and the red team able to play it to center, and Cameron Crawford plays it in deep. They get a line change.
Well, the key for SLPCR tonight is some pressure.
Dangerous turnover. Corrigan jumps on it. Not a lot on that backhand, and Kristen Peck will hold on for a face-off in her own end.
What I was trying to point I was going to make is that we'll see how much pressure that SLPCR can put on net, and that's something that Coach Nelson and I had talked about. We've got to find ways to pressure the net. We have to get more shots on goal and make them quality shots on net.
Almich at center, trying to get it back for Hughes, who was just out of her reach. She's going to knock Del Castillo off the puck at the blue line, no call. And in comes Linzer the other way, trying to drop it to Almich, and does. Almich able to pop it over the pad of Miller into the back of the net. And Centennial has a one-goal lead.
Well, that first line gets on the board quickly here with 14:24 remaining in the opening period. And Almich able to, just a sophomore, able to get that past Miller for the opening tally here tonight.
Quick little flip on the one-timer, up and over.
That's her fourth goal of the year.
That's a nice pair to be out there with. Linzer and Hughes will get the assists on the goal by Almich. Played back to center. Corrigan can't handle it. Left there. Hughes jumps on it, weaving her way into a couple of defenders. And now Simikiewicz able to poke it free and come out to center. Linzer takes it right back to the blue line. Hughes, far side. Getting through traffic. Big shot. Glove saved by Miller. Puck still loose. Almich flips at it. Finally controlled by Simikiewicz. And she did not get the red line before sending it down ice, so that'll be icing. And a face-off back in the SLPCR end.
Miller had lost her stick, so I think they wanted just to clear out so they get an opportunity to get a change and get her stick back to her and get a chance to set up again.
SLPCR able to win the draw. Shot from a ways out by Cameron Crawford, and a relatively easy save again for Kristen Peck.
Yeah, Peck just bringing that one in, just making sure that she's able to set her team back up and get the face off to her right.
Pitlick moves it ahead for Backman into the zone, fanned on the shot, turned around quickly, but out of the reach of everyone and all the way back down in on Peck. And she's going to cover up as Alyssa Brazier was hoping to cause some trouble.
Yeah, you just a pretty meek shot to goal, but Peck again chooses to cover it up and force that face off to her right. Certainly SLP did not want to fall behind here early, which they have. And again, still looking for their first goal. None in the last two games.
Crawford pokes it back behind. Meany will play it off the near boards, tipped ahead by Olsen, but kept in at the line, at least momentarily, by Bloomquist. Carmen to Bloomquist. Bloomquist back to Carmen. Cross ice pass is tipped through the neutral zone and all the way down to the Centennial end, recovered behind the net by Moen. Played up the far side for Emma Olsen. To center come the Cougars. McKenna Goldner is shot that misses wide. Miller will sweep it to the corner. Cougars' first one's there, but they leave it there for Zarate. She's able to get it at least out to center ice. And here's Linzer trying to pass across again for Almich, but good poke check by the keeper. And SLPCR able to get it back out to center again.
Well, you see how well this first line works together.
Gabby Hughes
For Centennial.
pressured, good body right there by Schultz, and she kicks it free to Corrigan behind the net. So McKaywitz is stopped up. Hughes bumped by Northquest behind the net, but came away with it. But then Brina Del Castillo with the steal. Del Castillo out front and tied Simikawitz up a little bit. Pass a little bit behind her.
Yeah, again, great opportunity this time for SLPCR. They had the numbers, just couldn't get the pass to her. We'll see it again. Nice job by bringing it down the right side and then trying to feed it across to McKaywitz.
SLPCR able to win the draw. Schultz flips it to Corrigan, and here's Del Castillo. Del Castillo is shot, and the glove save is made by Kristen Peck. And this is just what the doctor ordered for this offensively starved SLPCR team, is good zone time.
Zone time and pressure, that's what they need.
Simikawicz through traffic. Corrigan can't get it in to the keeper. Turning out of the corner is Prado. Broken up, but Centennial stays in possession. That pass doesn't click all the way down. It's icing. And a face-off back in the Cougar end.
Cougars, a lot of pressure here early on, but SLPCR trying to alleviate some of that pressure and put some of their own on. Just a couple of shots on net so far for them. 4 for Centennial. One of them finding the back of the net.
Brazier in the face-off dot against Berg, able to win it. Shot by Ganley was tipped wide. Centennial able to play it all the way down. Bloomquist in the far corner. Tied up. Support comes for Centennial, played out front. Miller has to drop her stick again to cover that little slider with her blocker hand.
Again, good pressure for the Cougars in front of the net, and that was kind of harmlessly sliding across the goal mouth. And as you mentioned, Miller dropping that stick to make sure she brought it in.
Winning the draw, Meany back down the board, skipped away from Nadeau. Turning with it now is Berg. Berg back out to Meany at the point. Meany, a wrist shot through traffic, kicked away by the pad of Sammy Miller. Meany will get it back again. Again, the wrist shot through traffic. That went off Bloomquist and into the far corner. SLPCR trying to break out the far side. Not anything there. Brazier's pass tipped right back to her. Now can't dump it past Meany. Meany able to chip it back out to center ice. Schultz fresh in. Picks it up, fires it. That was going wide, and Peck will hold on for a face-off. Make sure that they've got the right group out.
Well, and Hannah Schultz, another one of those players that they're looking for some offensive production, even though she's a defenseman. We've talked about before, an offensive-minded one at that. And she had a nice goal against Wayzata, and then, of course, those 3 goals they scored, they have not scored since.
Hughes into the zone as Almich with her, looking for her, but broken up by Schultz. Schultz ahead for Cameron Crawford through center. Into the zone, her shot deflected into the corner by Linsner. Linzer plays it ahead. Almich will let Hughes take it. Back to Linzer, a shot, and Miller with the save.
Again, just a nice pass back to her, and Linzer with a shot right in on Miller.
Well, that first line is dangerous. They move the puck very well. Have kept a lot of action in the Coon Rapids Spring Lake Park end when they're on the ice. SLPCR needs to convert when they're not. Loose puck. Battle along the boards. Poked free and out to center, and Simikiewicz carries in offside.
8:44 remaining in this opening period. 1-0 in favor of Centennial.
Corrigan into the zone for SLPCR. Shot knocked down and covered by Kristen Peck.
Yeah, Peck able to get a piece of that puck and not necessarily bring it in first shot, but smartly covers it to force that face-off.
8:27. So midway through this first period, Centennial on the board. The goal by Maya Almich at the 2:36 mark of the first period. Good battle to try and keep it in the zone, but Centennial finally comes to center. Berg flips it in on Miller, and she sends it to the far corner. Bloomquist bothering Emma Olsen over there for it. Tied up, bodies hitting the ice. No whistles being blown. Corrigan comes away with it. Gets it out to center. And back into the Centennial end where the Cougars regroup. Meany to center ice. Cross the line, will take it into the far corner. Schultz pokes at it, stops her up. Cycles there with Linzer. Linzer bumped to the ice, but able to play it back around to the near side. Carmen able to get it out to center. Gabby Hughes takes over for Centennial. Tipped away from her by Zarate. Centennial quickly back out to center. Linzer can't poke it past Schultz. But then Hughes was getting past and Schultz dragged her down. We'll have the first penalty. It's going to be a trip against Hannah Schultz with 7:05 to go in the first period.
Both teams with an opportunity to test their special teams, and we will see the power play for Centennial here with 7:06 remaining in the opening period. Taking a player like Hannah Schultz off the ice is a bonus for the Cougars.
Yeah, especially with a power play situation. You take the other team's top defender out of the game, that's a win-win.
Yes, it is.
Down low with it is Backman. She'll walk to the top of the circle, go across ice for Claire Riley. Leaves it there for Backman. Backman down deep. Out to the center, a quick one-timer, and it's turned away by Miller. Berg recovers her own shot and brings it back up top. Riley. Up top for Bordeaux. Shot deflected wide. Side Backman's shot tipped away by Del Castillo behind the net. Backman flips it in front again, and Berg chops it up and over and into the corner where Pitlick recovers. Centennial, a good-looking power play, have maintained possession and had some opportunities, and now a goal as Claire Riley finds the hole underneath the arm of Sammy Miller from just below the far faceoff dot to make it a two-goal game.
Well, as you talked about, they did a nice job of setting it up and moving the puck around and getting that opportunity for Berg to get a good look in on net.
It was Claire Riley, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought you said, was it Claire Riley? Okay. So that's Claire Riley's second goal this season. We'll see it again.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe not.
Hughes right back on the attack. Moen back at the point. Cross ice, Meany through traffic tip. Miller got the first one and then able to cover up. And bodies pile up.
Already 9 shots on goal for Centennial, and 2 of them counted. We'll take another look at that power play goal. Is just past Miller.
They're moving it like they're still on the power play.
Yeah.
Meany plays it down behind. Almich recovers. Gabby Hughes in the corner now. Back behind the net for Almich. Linzer back down low. Hughes coming out of the corner. Cut off nicely and held up down low. Now played behind. Almich, first one there. Clydes with Northwest, and they both go down. Out to the point. Moen keeps it in. Linzer, top of the circle, dishes down low. Almich, turnaround shot, rebound chance. And it just went under the stick of Lizzie Prado. Northwest gets it to Simikiewicz. Prado bothering her. Riley keeps it in. Prado pokes it toward the net. Del Castillo recovers, but then has it taken right back by Prado and played to the near corner, where Pitlick awaits with a little bit of space. Out to the point, Meany. Back down low. Prado behind the net. Stopped up by Hannah Schultz. Corrigan can't flip it out of the zone. Simikiewicz finally gets it at least out to center, but quickly turned around by Bordeaux and right back on the attack are the Cougars. SLPCR just trying to get some fresh legs on the ice.
Well, you have to be impressed with Centennial, the amount of time they're spending down in the SLPCR end. They do such a nice job moving the puck around and looking for opportunities.
That pass didn't click. Backman cross ice. Bordeaux waits. And now off the boards, looking for Backman. It hopped away from her. Northwest touched it, no icing. She's chased behind the net by Backman, recovers. That went off the skate of T-Walt on the far side, and Centennial able to take over. Berg flips it to Nadeau into the zone. Nadeau had her shot tipped wide. Recovers behind the net, battles there with Carmen. Puck comes free. Along the near side, Bezcalo tied up with Olsen. 4 players in digging for it. Bloomquist. A little push fest with Berg on the back end of that pile. Puck finally comes free. Brazier jumped on it, had it momentarily, and now Bezcalo turns around and gets it ahead. T-Walt gets the red line and dumps it in deep. Line change for SLPCR. Backman in the near corner. Berg had it in her skates, able to recover. Flipped it off the back into Nadeau and now dumps it in deep. Linzer in on the attack. It's played around her by Hannah Schultz, and Schultz will come up the near board. Hannah Schultz, a shot. Rebound was just out of the reach of Cameron Crawford. Crawford trying to keep it in against Hughes. Hughes can't control. Had her pocket picked then by Zarate, but then able to tie her up, and Linzer gets it ahead for Almich. She gets turned around a little bit. Great cross-ice pass. Hughes walking in, big windup. And Miller made the save and then didn't realize that it was right underneath her. Stood up and then back down to get the whistle.
I'm not sure if that was a quick whistle or not. It didn't look like she had control of the puck.
Well, she had it, and then she stood up, and he was about to blow it because he knew it was under her. She didn't.
No, and then kind of trickled out from underneath her.
Quick shot, not a lot on it. Miller, easy save. That time she knew to just stay tight.
Absolutely. Make sure you just hang on to the puck and bring it to the face-off. You know, we've seen Centennial with doing such a nice job in front of the net. And another game where Sammy Miller's being tested. 13 shots on net so far here through the first period with a minute and a half remaining.
Well, and ever since that power play, they have just had great control in the zone and creating from a lot of different places. Good effort coming off the board by Prado, but it's intercepted, and Bloomquist will skate it the length. Weaving through, and the shot got past Peck, but ends up wide. Now back the other way comes Prado. Northquest stepped up to take the puck away. Quickly it's Simikiewicz. Back the other way, trying to go around Gabby Hughes. Hughes pokes it free and gets it to Prado, who just chops it into the SLPCR end so she can complete her line change. Schultz trying to get around Almich. Hughes came over to support. Meany flips it back off the boards and out to center ice. Turned around by SLPCR. Meany with it across the red line, and it tipped away. And Simikiewicz had it momentarily. Linzer back across off the near boards. Almich into the zone. Trying to get it back to Linzer. It was poked free by Simikiewicz. Moen recovers off the far board. Quick shot, save Miller. Rebound comes out to Meany. His shot, that hit traffic, bouncing around. Comes out again. Moen's shot got through, and Miller will hold on.
Well, a lot
1.3 to go in the first period.
A lot of pressure in front of that net for Sammy Miller. You know, she's doing a good job of just staying up and making sure she gets a piece of that puck.
Buzzer will sound, and we will go to the first break. Cougars on top 2-0. You're watching Girls High School Hockey on CTN.
Did you know that fluorescent bulbs like this must be recycled? These energy-saving bulbs are becoming the norm in the marketplace, but many people don't know they contain mercury, a toxic chemical that can seep into the air if the bulb is broken. All of these bulbs must be recycled, and it's easy to drop them off at the Coon Rapids Recycling Center. Local retailers will often recycle these bulbs as well, but no matter what, do not throw them away. They are considered a hazardous material to our environment. Recycling, made easy for you, right here in Coon Rapids.
Back at Centennial Ice Arena, the Cougars a 2-0 lead over Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. They struck early, and they kept a lot of pressure in the visitors' end in that first period. Out shooting the SLPCR squad 14-6. That goal right there by Almich came just 2:36 into the game. This line with Hughes and Linzer, and Almich has produced a lot of pressure, but they did not get the second goal. Second goal comes on the power play from assistant captain Claire Riley. And that one came at 10:51. Good opportunity late in the period for Bloomquist. Unable to cash in, and then a couple more scrambles in front of Sammy Miller. And she's getting a much-needed breather while the Zambonis on the ice. She was very busy.
No question about it. As you talked about earlier, Joe, just lack of offense for SLPCR, just the 6 shots on net, and that's kind of the situation that they had their last 3 games. And really, too much time you're letting your opponent spend down in your end. And that's the key, I think, tonight.
That is the absolute key. You can't have offense if you're spending all of your energy in your defensive end. And like I said, after that penalty, just before the 10-minute mark, they kind of went into a shell even when they had all 5 players.
They did.
And they allowed Centennial to really move the puck well in the offensive zone and generate a lot of scoring opportunities. They've got to turn things around, create a little more defensive zone pressure on the puck if they hope to get this one turned around. The Centennial Cougars and the SLPCR squad will take the ice again next for the second period on CTN. Back at Centennial Ice Arena, just about ready to drop the puck on period number 2. Cougars rolling through the first, a 2-0 lead, but a very sizable advantage in time of possession and scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I think SLPCR would like to come out here in the second period and try and get an early goal and get a little momentum on their side, because they've been lacking that here in the last really 7 periods.
Well, I need to stop this line right here, which has really set the tempo. The shot through traffic by Moen ends up in the corner. Kept in at the line by Linzer. Tipped off her stick, but right to Hughes' shot that misses wide and back in the corner. Almich able to squeeze and gain possession. Corrigan takes it off her stick, gets it out to center. Hughes there to help, comes away with the puck. Out front to Linzer. Linzer troubled, turns, plays it back to the near side, poked away by Schultz. Hughes recovers. Hughes able to skate to the top of the circle and then play it into the far corner. Linzer back behind for Almich, trying to get it back to her, but Del Castillo there instead along the far boards. Plays it ahead. Simikiewicz tips it out to center. Moen can't get past Del Castillo. Del Castillo into the zone. Shot just misses wide. Chopped at by Meany. Jordan Keller trying to play it back out front. Prado gets it up and out past Bloomquist. And this is Riley into the zone. Riley had the power play goal. Her shot blocked into the far corner. Pitlick recovers. Pitlick tripped up. And it's played ahead by Carmen. Keller off the boards and out to center. Turned around by Bordeaux. Riley will get it back to Bordeaux, and now across for Backman. Backman's pass through center. Pitlick had to get off her stick. Bloomquist challenges along the boards, but Pitlick has it behind the net. Taken away now by Bloomquist and taken right back by Pitlick. Pitlick for Emma Olsen. Olsen will drop it off. Backman, quick shot. Kick save. Rebound to the far boards. Tie up. And coming away with it is Emma Olsen. Plays it back behind the net.
Centennial picking up what they left off in that first period with a lot of pressure down here in the
Berg
SLPCR.
is shot, and it's a blocker save for Miller to the corner. Well, now with the long change, it's going to be even worse for SLPCR if they get locked in the zone to get that change. You got Centennial able to just get fresh legs on right at the offensive blue line. Puck played with a high stick. Face-off back in the Centennial zone. Top line back out there. Brazier facing off against Hughes. Hughes able to win the draw. It's picked up by Seppelt, who gets it out to Almich through center. Behind for Hughes. Flips it off the board. Recovers out looking for Linzer, the one-timer fan though. Far side Hawthorne. Down low in front battling is Hughes. Puck comes loose to the corner. Hughes will play it back out to the point. Hawthorne's shot didn't make it through. Back the other way is Northquest, but she lost the handle and that turned around, and now it's just played in deep by Megan Ganley, so SLPCR can get a line change. Tied up along the back end boards. Brazier battling there with Seppel. Out to the point. Schultz shot is blocked by Linzer. Hughes gets it out of the zone. Sent back in by Schultz. Seppelt plays it out of the zone, and that'll lead to the offside.
Yeah, puck coming back in quickly over the blue line. Not SLPCR squad not able to avoid that offsides. Just a couple of shots on goal for the Cougars, yet SLPCR yet to get one here in period number 2 with 13:16 remaining.
Off the draw, Bloomquist able to get it into the zone. Meany looks behind her own net. Got away from Moen as she was quickly pressured by Del Castillo. Simikiewicz in the corner. Del Castillo in to help. Puck comes free for Allison Pitlick. Pitlick to center. Chops it off the boards into the zone ahead of Riley. And Pitlick able to recover behind the net. Out to the point, Meany. Her shot is blocked. And now Meany will play it back in the corner. Bloomquist first one there for SLPCR. Flips it behind. And they will break it out to Del Castillo. And then Corrigan, but not out of the zone. Kept in there by Pitlick. Pitlick trying to get around the corner. Held off nicely behind the net by Bloomquist. Puck recovered by Prado out to the point. Moen has to flip it wide. Simikiewicz able to play it out to center and then dump right back in by Moen. Skips away from Bloomquist. Bloomquist tied up by Olsen. Able to get it back to Simikiewicz. Her pass intercepted. Tipped away. Simikiewicz trying to get it to Corrigan. Now Del Castillo will flip it all the way down, right in on Pack on the backhand so that SLPCR can get a line change.
Yeah, and they needed one at that point, and they're able to get one, but still looking for some offensive flow here in period number 2. Didn't have a lot of it, not one, but really nothing
Schultz
here, too.
Gets it through to Keller. Keller take the shot, and Peck will hold on.
Keller really with the first opportunity for SLPCR here. Gets the shot on goal, but a relatively easy shot for Peck.
Nice pass from Schultz to Springer. She's got to take the defender wide and know that she's got help behind her. Cameron Crawford trying to catch up and fill the lane. That puck took kind of a funny bounce and slowed down. Almich able to get back to it. Hughes now just chopping it across ice to Linzer. Linzer into the zone. Hughes walking in, shot kicked away. Almich's rebound, and Miller makes another save. Hughes recovers, top of the circle. Onto her forehand behind the net. Around for Bordeaux at the point. Bordeaux back for Hughes, trying to come off the top of the circle, is tipped away. She stays in control. Almich jamming away a couple of times, but somehow Miller able to cover up.
Well, again, this time Sammy Miller coming up strong with some pressure by the Cougars. They're trying to force that thing in, and she did a good job of keeping it in front of her and then covering, as you mentioned, covering it up. But
well, watch Almich. She's going to come free as Hughes continues to keep pressure, stays in her spot, then gets 2 good whacks at it, but it ends up underneath the keeper. SLPCR able to get it out of the zone off the draw, but quickly returned by Centennial. Riley in the corner has it taken away by Schultz, but then it's poked free and right back to Riley. Riley looking to the top of the slot for Lizzie Prado, but that didn't click. Harthorn trying to play it back out front. SLPCR gains control. Crawford played to the boards, or T-Walt rather, and that's going to get the first penalty of the game for Centennial.
Well, we'll see what with that penalty on Centennial. We'll see what the SLPCR power play unit can do, because they worked on it a lot here in between games. They've made some changes and looking to get some production. As you see, the penalty there.
Lizzie Prado, Claire Riley.
Yep.
Going to the box for the rough. Centennial able to gain, or SLPCR gains control off the faceoff. Schultz walked in, but her shot deflected away just before It got in on net. Brina Del Castillo, far side, circles back. Pressure coming from Moen. Dumps into the corner. Quick one-timer for Corrigan goes wide. Schultz sets up on the midboard. Top of the slot. Del Castillo, not a lot on that shot. Corrigan tried to jam it past. Now poke free to the corner. Del Castillo back out to the point. Northwest back. Del Castillo walking in. Drops it down low for Crawford. And now back to Del Castillo. Out to the point, Northwest, and she lost it outside of the zone, and they've got to come back to center ice. Pressure from Nadu forces Northwest to chip it off the boards. SLPCR able to regain control. Del Castillo into the corner. Lost the handle a bit and then poked free by Sarah Moen. Crawford there to assist. And she comes away with the puck behind the net. Cameron Crawford out to the point. Northwest got tied up again. And again, SLPCR will have to come to center. 33 seconds left on the power play. Hannah Schultz steps in. Spinning away from Olsen. And then had it taken away by Hughes. And Hughes will play it all the way down and right in on the goaltender, Sammy Miller.
Yeah, Hughes didn't waste any time of releasing that puck down ice and clearing pressure for her teammates.
Now you can see it's pretty easy to see why she and Linzer both are highly touted players. They are definitely, they can play the game. Simikawa's shot blocked by Linzer. The penalty to Claire Riley is over, so back to full strength. Just over 8 minutes remaining here in the period. Backman down the right wing. Deep into the corner, stops up, turns away from Schultz, and then tried to dump it behind, but Schultz still there. Takes it away and gets it ahead for Del Castillo. Olmich can't quite pick her pocket, but that's going to be offside, and a faceoff just outside the Centennial zone.
Well, the SLPCR, not a lot of pressure on their power play unit here, their first one of the game, and they controlled. They had the puck down in the end. They just couldn't get a lot of quality shots, quality looks.
Carmen will dump it in deep for SLPCR. Bordeaux tied up by Brazier. Prado ties up another player in the corner, played back in. And now the shot off the side of the net. And covering up is Kristen Peck.
And Peck just keeping that puck pinned against the side of the net.
Centennial able to win off the draw. Berg had it chipped off her stick, but recovers and gets it to Olsen, flying up the near board. She's cut off by Bloomquist in the corner. That pass just out of reach, and Meany able to walk, Harthorn rather able to walk in. The shot got. I'm just going to stop talking. It's not worth it. Berg is shot, and that misses wide into the corner. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to let you do the play-by-play.
They're in trouble then.
Bezcalo able to chip it out to center. Harthorn will recover in her own end, leaves it in the corner. Good pressure continuing from Bezcalo, but then Linzer able to just flip it out to center. Turned around by Carmen. And SLPCR had it in the zone momentarily. Maddie Haas. Back the other way comes McKenna Gollner. She'll dump it in deep. Linzer centering. Hughes didn't get a lot on it, and that shot was blocked. And here comes Del Castillo. Hughes catches up and troubles her. Played off the end board. Peck makes sure it doesn't come back out to the front. Out to the point. Schultz, quick shot. Peck will hold on.
Well, Schultz found an opening and tried to put it past Peck, but put it right into Peck, and she's able to make the save.
Well, she doesn't have that lane for very long.
Nope.
Fortunately for her, she's got a very quick release. Gets that shot off in good time, but no one able to get that slight deflection or keep it away from Peck. Peck right on it. Almich into the zone, going wide to her forehand. Trying to jam it home, but that's stopped up by Miller. Linzer recovers to Hughes, and that's pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty, and not much, no chance there for Miller at that point. Just the nice feed to Hughes, and Hughes didn't waste any time poking that home.
A quick one-timer. Well, it all starts with Almich driving and taking the defense with her, jamming it at the net. Linzer goes in, battles for the puck in the corner, and then right back out front. You heard the call from the coaches on the SLPCR bench. Look to the front, because both Almich, look at that, Almich and Hughes both out front with no defensive representation. And a pretty easy one-timer for Gabby Hughes. A 3-0 lead for Centennial. Just under 5.5 to play in the second period, and nice stick work through the traffic by Hughes, but her pass deflected into the corner. Hughes back to recover again, able to get around T-Wall, cuts back to the middle, shot, and that missed up and over. T-Wall out to center. Prado behind the net. Bounced away from Meany. SLPCR able to come up with it. Schultz's shot. Rebound, and Brazier couldn't get anything on it. Centennial just tying up bodies, and the puck slides in where Peck can cover up.
There are about 4.5 minutes remaining in period number 2, and really Centennial, Joe, we've witnessed they're doing a good job of really controlling this game
Del
from the start.
Castillo and chipped it out. Simikiewicz just could not get the stick on it for a quick one-timer. Pitlick at the other end. Her shot deflected wide off the shin pad of Northwest. Well, collision there between Pitlick and Riley. Riley with the puck bothered by Northwest in the corner. Pitlick there to help out. Brazier will take care of her. Puck still working its way toward the front of the net. Miller puts the stick down and now will reach out and cover it up. 25-11 shots on goal in favor of the home team. They have a 3-0 lead, 3:53 on the clock here in the second period.
Yeah, just 5 shots on net for SLPCR, and again, those woes continue for them in terms of getting pressure in on opponents' nets, and they're going to have they have a tough time.
Quick shot in. Miller makes the save.
Scoring goals when you're not getting the quality shots you need.
Shot through traffic, and gloving it is Sammy Miller. Berg able to tie up on the face-off. Carmen pokes at it, gets in to the corner. Tied up with Olsen there. Berg to help out. Poking at it is Jordan Keller. Berg comes away with it for Centennial. Tried to leave it for Backman. Keller couldn't get it past the line. Backman moves it across to Bordeaux, or his shot high. Shoulder save by Miller. SLPCR to break it out. Keller Crawford overskated it and is played back in deep. Linzer back on the ice, intercepts the pass, plays it back to Backman. Backman fakes the shot, trying to send it across. Bordeaux now will play it in deep where Hughes is in the corner. Hughes likes to work off the top of that circle. Shot by Backman, and the save made by Miller.
And again, you know, they do a nice job of crashing to the net. Good job of getting that shot in on Miller.
Good net front presence to be certain.
No question.
Making it difficult for Miller to see that puck.
You know, Sammy Miller's seen a lot of shots so far this season. And she's played well.
Schultz trying to work her way in, but stopped up nicely by Seppelt. Harthorn gets it into the zone. Bezcalo will play it in deep. Harthorn behind her own net. Plays it ahead for Linzer. Got it out. Schultz will play it across and then pass back to her a little behind, and that gives Hughes the chance. Hughes trying to walk out, and she lost the handle. Zarate tried to get it back for Schultz, but it's taken away by Linzer. Linzer into the zone, to the front, back door, and Almich got the wrong angle on it.
Yeah, again, it was a pretty setup for Almich too in front of the net. She had the angle, but as you mentioned, just couldn't get what she wanted on the puck.
Steal by Riley, and that shot going wide, but it's gloved and held.
It is.
By Miller for a face-off with 1:28 in the second.
Now 29-11 advantage in shots on goal for Centennial.
Del Castillo stops up, her shot blocked, flips it in on the backhand. Brazier battling for it, but tied up very well by Claire Riley. Played out to the point. Bloomquist back to Del Castillo on the boards. Plays it down into the corner. Simikiewicz gets turned around, now whipped around to the near side. Kept in by McClellan, at least momentarily. Prado out to center. Here's Pitlick into the zone. From the top of the circle, stick save to the corner. Simikiewicz into the zone, thought about dropping, but right there for the snake is Linzer. Trying to work it up the boards, Linzer and Hughes. Finally, Hughes gets it ahead to Linzer and then gets it back and somehow still had it. And how did she make that save? Wow.
Well,
what a save by Sammy Miller.
Yeah, we've seen Sammy do a lot of that this season.
Wow. Knocked the net off. That's why the whistle came. But, I mean, Almich was all alone at the back door. Somehow, Hughes fights through the hook and then just flips it to the back door and
just gets her pad over.
Just did the splits to the back door. No one else knew she was there.
Well, it was a nice job by Hughes to get the puck over to her as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fought through a pretty heavy hook to get to the slot and then slides it across, and Almich tried to bang it home, but Miller's pad was already there. Final seconds ticking off here in the second period. Centennial will go to the locker room with a 3-goal lead now after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break, be back with second period stats and highlights after this. You're watching Girls High School Hockey on CTN.
That's the one. I will not be news today. I will not make another push to be the first man in space with frosted tips and a puka shell necklace. And I will not go viral when my terror is caught on camera when I finally realize that in the vacuum of space, no one can hear you sing. I'm Lance Bass, and I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Back at Centennial Ice Arena, the Cougars' lead has grown to 3, and Howie, a period there in the second where we saw more of the same, a lot of zone time for the Cougars. A little bit more offensive pressure, though, for SLPCR. They need to have a lot more in the third.
Yeah, still struggling with getting shots on net. Just 5 in that period for SLPCR, but you got to be impressed with Centennial. They do such a nice job of controlling the action, and they do a really nice job crashing the net, looking for rebounds. And boy, that first line is very good.
Yeah, the first line is outstanding, but their system is very good. They do such a great job of working the puck in the offensive zone, maintaining possession, supporting one another, all of the things you need to do to be successful. They are doing it, and they finally cash in just an easy little one-timer for Gabby Hughes, or at least she makes it look easy. And then Gabby Hughes, this was right at the end of the period. Almich, oh, she got post too.
Yeah.
Pad and post. So Miller got a little help there right at the end, but a great save by her. She's been very busy. She has been the star of the team for SLPCR. Could easily
pretty much in every game.
Could easily be more of a deficit for the team to climb out of. As it is doable, but it is a tall task against this team that regroups so well. And does not spend a lot of time in their offense or in their defensive end.
No, and you look at the stats. Again, we talked about shots on goal, 30 through 2 periods, 16 that period for Centennial. And again, they're pressuring the SLPCR net. They're doing a good job of, as you mentioned, working their system and putting a lot of pressure on SLPCR. They've got to come out trailing by 3 goals and figure out a way to get on the board.
We'll take another break. Be back with the third period after this. You're watching Girls High School Hockey on CTN. Back at Centennial Ice Arena, just about ready to play the third here. Cougars on top 3-0 over Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. SLPCR, we talked about a very tough schedule to start the season. 4 top 10 teams, and still looking for win number 1.
Yeah, looking to get off that schneid and get that first win, but competition is tough, no question.
Hannah Schultz will carry it to the Cougars' end, but her shot is blocked. Linzer able to get it out of the zone and draw a penalty at the same time. Gabby Hughes to Meany, his shot that missed everything and ends up in the corner. And Del Castillo is going to go for interference just 34 seconds into the third period.
Yeah, certainly not what this team wanted here in terms of starting this third period off now shorthanded. And again, having to go on the penalty kill and try and protect the fact that they're down 3-0 and try and get back into this contest.
And we saw what they could do on the power play back in the first period. They did convert after having just great possession time and puck movement to open up a lot of opportunities. And that was with their second power play unit. This is going to be the top group as we just got started here in the third. The pass through the middle was tipped, but recovered by Linzer. Down low, plays it behind, and right back to her from Almich. Behind is Meany. Pressured, but gives it back to Linzer. Trying to get it across. It was knocked down and off the wall. Almich will deflect to Hughes. Hughes to Linzer. Back to Hughes. Inner skates, tips it back. Linzer is shot.
Oh.
And it's tipped home. I think Meany was the one that was able to poke the rebound in. And just like that, Centennial capitalizes 2 for 2 on the power play.
Yeah, just the pressure inside. And again, Miller trying to keep that puck in front of her. And That's gonna push the lead to 4-0. Again, see it in front. And
yep, Meany right there.
Right there.
It just rolled out just a bit, and Meany able to poke it in. So that would be the third assist of the game for Linzer. Goal and 2 assists for Hughes. And a 2-for-2 night on the power play for the Cougars. It's all systems go, up 4-0. Schultz shot turned away by Peck. Comes free. Crawford is shot that goes off the end board. Pitlick races into the zone, tipped off her stick. Miller will flip it into the corner. Northquest tied up with Pitlick. Comes away with the puck. More pressure from Olsen. Plays it up the board for Bezcalo. Bezcalo looking cross ice. Nobody home. And that's going to be too many players on the ice. Yep. As McKenna Goldner just stepped onto the ice. And
can't do that.
The player she's replacing had not yet left the surface. So played the puck, and easy one for the official to call, really.
So that'll give SLPCR the skater advantage. See if they can try and avoid the shutout here. Still obviously plenty of time in the third period, but they're looking to try and get some pressure in on net.
Del Castillo trying to avoid the pressure from Linzer, plays it across. Bloomquist tips it ahead to Corrigan. Corrigan will dump it in off the end boards. Backman gets there and quickly sends it the other way. And you better skate, because Hughes is, and Hughes is going to win that race end to end, get that puck, and at the very least kill some time. Carry back out to center and right back in. Oh, boy, was that pretty. Short-handed, unassisted.
Great stick work.
Gabby Hughes, pretty good.
Yeah.
Used the speed to just beat the Cardinals back on a clear.
And then the stick work was
and then
great.
Gained possession, gained speed, walked through the defense, walked past the goalkeeper. You can't,
It's easy. She made it look easy.
Well, it shouldn't be that easy.
Well, it shouldn't, but
there were several players in red whose skates were not moving.
Nope.
And watching. And she can do that. She can mesmerize you.
Well, and then now they've got to find a little fire, because down 5-0 here. They're struggling.
Bezcalo will play it in deep. Played right back to her along the midboard. Pressure comes quickly. She's able to get away from Riley. The shot is in, and the save is made by Peck. And now Moen will play it all the way down. Miller flips it around. Almich, first one there for Centennial. Plays it back toward the net. Stopped up by Crawford, and she'll skate to center. I'm sorry, that's Jordan Keller. Dumping it in deep. Meany behind her own net. Out to the point. Keller overskated it a little bit. Penalty is over. Back to full strength are the Centennial Cougars. Northquest at her own blue line. Passing the skates at Keller. And Berg there to poke it deep into the zone. Berg recovers in the corner. Northquest pressuring from behind. Berg able to walk the top of the circle. Steps back, shoots. Tipped by Nadeau just in front of the goalkeeper. I'm not sure if that got to Miller at all. But it ends up in the far corner. Corrigan trying to dig it off the boards. Dealing with stick pressure from behind. Got it to Ganley, whose shot is blocked by Harthorn. Ganley tracks it down in the corner, trying to play it in for Corrigan. Corrigan back to the point for Hannah Schultz. Schultz winds, fires, save made. Rebound and another chance. And a glove save by Peck. And that is the best pressure SLPCR has had all game long.
Oh, no question about it. And again, just they need to continue to do that so they get that goose egg off the scoreboard. But Centennial making it tough for them, no question about it. But you see again the flurry and an opportunity here for SLPCR as they get a little bit of pressure.
Shut out for more than 8 periods going back to the season opener against Wyzetta. Simikiewicz, and then it was lost in traffic. Linzer can't get it past Schultz. Simikiewicz comes out of the scrum with it. Skates to the high slot, onto the backhand, trying to flip it back across. That's broken up. And that one's flipped out of play by Bordeaux.
11:06 remaining in period number 3. Centennial with a big lead. Nice cushion for them. They've controlled this contest from the beginning.
Had to wait for the referee to retrieve a new puck from the scorer's box. The young man who picked it up
won't give it back.
He was trying to. But nobody was looking for it. He's going to say, "You want the puck? I got it." Hughes back down low and just out of the reach. Hughes fires and scores, and she's got the hat trick.
Wow. Complete domination here so far for Centennial. It's SLPCR not finding an answer here tonight. Gabby Hughes, I guess we get a chance at 2 players to ISO before the game, but I guess we picked the right one so far tonight.
Yeah, 5 points in the game.
Yeah.
3 goals, 2 assists.
And she just hustles to the puck.
That's assist number 4 for Linzer.
Yeah, between the two of them, I mean, they're pretty much unstoppable here tonight.
They have done some damage, no doubt. Prado skating to center for Centennial and now into this SLPCR zone. Penalty coming up against Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Prado in the corner. Berg now cycles with it. Back up top. Meany is pressured. The puck is touched. And we will get the penalty call.
Yeah, just certainly what Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids needed is another player going to the box and playing a skater short.
Going to be a high stick called to Alyssa Brazier.
And so far, Centennial has scored 16 goals in their last two games.
And given up 0.
Yeah, they lost their opener, I believe it was 5-4. Yep.
Correct.
So 20 goals in 3 games, it's not bad. That's some scoring.
Shot through traffic, turned away by Miller. Hughes jumps on the rebound over in the corner. Back up to Moen at the point. And now Hughes. So Linzer walking in at the faceoff dot, leaves it for Hughes, trying to slide it out front. Meany was there, but SLPCR able to sweep it away and all the way down the ice.
Yeah, finally clear a little pressure in front of their net. Under a minute left on the skater advantage for Centennial.
Almich down the left wing. Spins, looks for help, leaves it for Linzer. Linzer walks out. Berg on the backhand, but didn't get enough on it, and it trickles into the corner. Meany to Backman at the point. Backman. Pass taken away by Schultz. Schultz flips it down to the Centennial end. Pass to Backman at the blue line. Tipped off her stick by Schultz. Backman will walk to center. Round Bezcalo walks in. The shot, Miller the save. Recovered in the corner by Riley. Played back up top, Bordeaux. To Backman in the corner. The penalty to Brazier is over. Coon Rapids Spring Lake Park back to full strength. So this should be icing.
And it is. Just clearing the puck away, but a little bit too much. And now the faceoff will come back into the SLPCR end. Of course, with this being a 6-goal advantage, clock continues to run here.
Shot from the point, deflected up and over. Backman pinching along the boards. Olsen there to support, plays it in behind the net. First one there is going to be Carmen. Head for Simikiewicz. And quickly knocked away from her by Olsen. Backman just inside her own zone. Near side for Goldner. Cross ice pass didn't click, but she got the red line, so no icing. Played behind by Carmen. And moved along by McClellan. Del Castillo cross ice. Simikiewicz got it lost in her feet a little bit. Berg comes away with it. Wines fires. Miller the save. She'll hold on for another faceoff.
Again, Miller just able to bring that in, making sure with the amount of pressure that's been in front of her, bring that puck in and force the faceoff.
Good centering pass, but Linzer was tied up. Olmich drops it for Hughes. They cycle nicely. There's no question this line.
They're impressive.
They move well. Schultz bounces off a little bit of body contact, but then ends up losing the puck at center. Hughes leaves it for Linzer. Back to Hughes. Tried to feed Olmich. And it's taken away instead by Zarate. Her pass just out of reach for Keller. Quick turnaround. Linzer into the zone. Walks to the slot. Now down low for Hughes. Behind the net. Cycles again with Linzer. Her pass broken up. Poked back to her, but she has to carry to center.
Well, Centennial certainly not in a hurry. They'll take their time moving the puck and continue that as the clock ticks away with that big lead.
This one just chopped down ice. We'll have another icing call and another face-off back in the SLPCR end as we tick down under 4.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they're doing whatever they can, just try and get pressure out of their zone. And you know, they definitely have not had an answer for the Cougars here tonight so far, obviously. And with 4:22 and ticking remaining in this contest, the Cougars up 6-0.
Tied up along the far boards. Prado able to dig it free and play it behind. Bloomquist first one there. Pitlick pokes it free. Bloomquist knocks it away from her. Olsen in the far corner. Back behind for Pitlick. Leaves it for Olsen. Out to the point, Meany. Back down low for Olsen. Olsen tied up by Bloomquist. couple other players in there, poking and jabbing. Fanning on the shot was Moen, now dumps it in deep. Olsen behind the net. Pass handcuffed Nadeau a little bit. And SLPCR able to get it out to center. Bezcalo pressured, had it poked away by Berg. Moen plays it back out and all the way down. Schultz will recover just before it gets across the icing line. She'll take speed up the far wing. Schultz trying to center and just out of the reach, unfortunately, of her teammates. And that one-timer by Cameron Crawford got deflected up and over.
Again, the puck coming right out and finding her.
Schultz's shot, and Peck will help hold on.
Still just 5 shots on net this period for SLPCR. So you're going to see it again. That one's going to be deflected over the net. An opportunity for SLPCR.
Gabby Hughes down the left wing, centers, backhand, Linzer, goal.
Yeah, just
5 and 6 point nights for those two.
Yeah, those two, those two are very good, works very well together. That whole line obviously works well together, but definitely you can see why they're efficient. Makes it 7-0. Under a minute.
Hughes off the face-off to Linzer. Looking for Hughes out front, but she was tied up. Peck held on to that a little bit too long and gets the whistle. Not that you need to keep the clock moving.
No,
at
absolutely
this point.
not.
Scoring for your Centennial Cougars at 1:21 in the third period. Number 15, Monica Linzer. Assisted by number 8, Monica Beckman. And number 7, Gabby Hughes.
Shot misses high and wide. Down under 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this one's history, and it's 9 straight periods, 3 straight shutout losses for the SLPCR squad.
That leaves Coach Nelson and her staff scratching their head a little bit on what they need to do to get this squad going offensively. And you go 3 straight games without scoring a goal. It's got to be very concerning for the staff.
Well, and Centennial just, they came out here and dominated early and often, and then they really put it away in the third period. 4 goals, another on the power play, 1 shorthanded, and just like I said, pretty impressive to see the way that those two especially play, but the way the entire Centennial team operated tonight.
No question about it. You know, you can see why they're one of the top-rated teams in the state, and they played like it this evening, and they dominated this SLPCR squad from start to finish. And really, the SLPCR squad really didn't have much of a chance, didn't have a lot of good looks on net. You know, just 17 shots on goal through 3 periods, and that's obviously another issue that this coaching staff has to deal with as the season continues on.
Yeah, the schedule never gets softer.
No.
But maybe a little when you consider they've played 4 top 10 teams to start the season. But that's going to do it for tonight's coverage. Here's a look at what we have coming up for you. Girls basketball season opener on Tuesday as they host the Blue Jackets from Cambridge Isani. Thursday, we see the boys hockey team. We do not see the
do
boys
not.
hockey team on Thursday because on Friday, the 2nd, we're going to have a basketball doubleheader. It will be at Forest Lake. It will be the season opener for the boys team. Then on Tuesday, the 6th, we may see the girls basketball team again, but we may see the boys hockey team. I don't know. It could change.
It could
we'll
change.
See.
Well, things change here at CTN.
Either way, this one's history. Centennial 7, Coon Rapids 0. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.